ever since Iran launched a retaliatory strike against Israel over the weekend, a rogues gallery of neocon warmongers have been littered all over the cable news. And unfortunately, many of them are politicians. In fact, why don't we hear from two senators from both sides of the political aisle egging on more war in the Middle East?
In the past 60 days, we have seen President Biden go wobbly in his support of Israel. And today, the White House has already leaked to the press early this morning that they're not going to participate in an Israeli response to what Iran just did. Let me say it again. More sheep is not going to solve the wolf problem. My advice to the president today, for what it's worth, Mr. President, don't stop it. Support Israel with respect. Go to Amazon and buy a spine online. Peace through weakness never works, not with these hard men.
A senior administration official tells CNN that President Biden told Prime Minister Netanyahu that the US will not participate in any offensive operations against Iran. Do you think that's the right call? Or should direct US military action, as some of your colleagues in the Senate are suggesting, should that be on the table?
I don't agree with that, and I'm just think we should follow and have Israel's back in the situation. I don't agree with the president.
So there you have Democratic Senator John Fetterman. Prior to him, you heard from Republican Senator John Kennedy, who is a real person, even though he sounds like a cartoon character.
Yeah, so isn't it funny that when economic interests are at stake, and here the defense contractors and the oil companies would make a very literal killing if we went to war, all of a sudden Republicans and Democrats are united again. The Uniparty shows up right on cue. And so Kennedy, was a funny line about his spine, but hey, again, if you're MAGA or a progressive that is anti-war, how tired are you of hearing like, oh, if you had a spine, if you were a real man, you'd start World War III. Oh, if you were a real man, you'd kill babies and grandmothers. Really? Okay, yeah, I'm not interested in that kind of BS. And then Fetterman, from a pretend progressive to now a neocon.
Yes.
Not just a moderate Democrat or a corporate Democrat, not just a conservative, a neoconservative. He says, I don't agree with the president. We should go on the offense.
That's insane.
To strike Iran and potentially start a war much larger than the Iraq war. That's the liar who pretended to be very much on the left wing as he was running. Pausing here to deliver some honest truth, as we do in our news coverage as well. TYT is facing challenges, guys, as the entire industry is. You know who could make the difference? You. If you hit the join button below, it's gonna make all the difference and keep us in business. We appreciate you, thank you.
I really think it's important to reiterate that a hot war with Iran means American boots on the ground. That is what John Fetterman just advocated for. Our men and women in our armed services risking their life in a war that can be prevented. That is what Fetterman just advocated for. And by the way, we talk about the bribery, the legal bribery, the lobbying that takes place in government. Okay, you look at Kennedy, yeah, he's taken a lot of money from defense contractors just over the last few years. Between 2021 and 2022, Kennedy took nearly $105,000. And then 2023 to 2024, $6,297. I'm sure that money is going to be ramped up real soon, considering the defense contractors are totally salivating over the notion of a hot war with Iran. But think about what that means for Americans. Think about what that means for Israeli civilians. Think about what it means for civilians in general in the Middle East. Think about what it means for our men and women in our armed services having to go there, boots on the ground, to fight a formidable military. Iran is no joke, and we would be caught up in that war for a long time.
I mean, Fetterman, what a joke.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
I'm a populist. I go on TV. I wear sweatshirts and shorts. Let's go start a war for oil contractors and AIPAC and defense contractors. Yes, come get the hell out of here, you loser. You know how much the money this clown has taken from AIPAC? $224,000.
Wow.
He's been in the Senate for like 3 days. Brother, I mean, how much money did you take per day from AIPAC? They're shoveling money in his direction, and he's like, he's like, yes, I love corruption. Ran as a fake populist. Get the hell out of here. John Fetterman is exactly why voters, and especially Democratic voters, lose hope in our system. Because every time someone pretends to be on our side, the minute they step into Washington, all of a sudden they're stuffing their face full of bribes and can't wait to start wars, just like Dick Cheney and Don Rumsfeld. Did you run as Dick Cheney? Did you go to the people of Pennsylvania and go, oh yeah, I'm gonna start as many wars as I can? No, you said the opposite, you goddamn liar. I have more contempt for John Fetterman than almost anyone in Washington, because of what he pretended to be and what he actually is.
Yeah, totally.
He's disgusting.
I can totally understand that. I mean, the neocons who never had a mask on, they were always mask off. At least they told you from the very beginning who they are. With Fetterman, it's a completely different story. The deception makes it even worse. Just real quick, others who weighed in on this included Steve Scalise, who said in light of Iran's unjustified attack on Israel, I mean, are we just gonna pretend like Israel didn't attack Iran's
of course,
consulate?
Literally,
okay, fine.
Literally every politician, definitely every Republican, and all like the UK prime minister, etc.
I know, yep.
They're all pretending like yesterday was the first day of history. And golly gee, Iran out of nowhere, for no reason, decided to attack Israel. But I'll give credit to Joe Biden for not pretending that.
Right.
Big credit, okay? So, and you see me criticize him viciously, but here he is, he's doing the right thing, saying don't go on the offense. I'm happy to give him the world of credit. And by the way, a lot of the media, I'll give them credit because they are almost all pointing, especially CNN, pointing out these are retaliatory strikes. Israel struck first.
So Scalise continues to write, the House will move from its previously announced legislative schedule next week to instead consider legislation that supports our ally Israel and holds Iran and its terrorist proxies accountable. The House of Representatives stands strongly with Israel, and there must be consequences for this unprovoked attack. It's just completely rewriting recent history. Lindsey Graham doing what Lindsey Graham does best, total war hawk. Prayers for our ally Israel, who's under attack by the Ayatollah and his henchmen. It is long past time for Iran to pay a heavy price for the terrorism they sow throughout the world. And Marsha Blackburn was even more explicit in her calls for violence. She says, POTUS, we must move quickly and launch aggressive retaliatory strikes on Iran. Luckily, Biden not interested in listening to anything Senator Blackburn has to say, and has made it clear that the US will not support any offensive attack against Iran because a lot is on the line and a lot of innocent people would die. De-escalating the situation would be the best course of action for everyone involved, except for Netanyahu, who wants to hold on to power by expanding this war to something that would be far more dangerous for his own people.
Yeah, and you had the usual cast of characters. If you're gonna have Israel's boots licked, you need Richie Torres. So a Democrat from New York, he immediately went to work as a servant of Israel, saying, oh my God, they're pure as a driven snow. We have to attack and use American money and military and troops to do Israel's dirty work for them. Oh, okay, AIPAC, please send more money. A loser. Okay, now last thing is Marco Rubio, because he was my favorite. Marco Rubio said that the pro-peace protesters and anyone on the anti-war side, which includes now a ton of right-wingers, he says are pro-terrorist anti-Semites. Did you just call your base anti-Semites?
Little Marco.
Yeah, did you just call them pro-terrorist? MAGA, you gonna sit there and take that for all the guys? Because I've seen you guys say 2,000 times online, personally, how anti-war you are and how proud you are that Trump is anti-war and prevents wars. So did you mean it? Or were you just kidding? Oh yeah, we're still neoconservatives. We still pray at the altar of Dick and Liz Cheney. Ugh. So who are you, MAGA? Who are you? Are you anti-war? Or do you want to be the servants of Israel, as Richie Torres, Fetterman, and literally 100% of the Republican politicians in DC are? So you tell me. But right now, Rubio just called you a terrorist and an anti-Semite. So let's see if you're okay with that.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.